So I'm near the end of a stay in DC, another sprint here. I was up here for 4 days this time. That's a long trip for me. I typically try to do 2.5, maybe 3 days. But when I come to DC, I'm never there for just one purpose. I'm usually there for multiple things at a time, serving multiple clients. In this particular week, I've been on the Hill handling issues for 3 different clients on a couple of different days, House and Senate, trying to orchestrate and then evenly space those meetings so that they make sense for the executive that comes into the town. I try to make exceptional use of their time. So we tightly bundle the meetings on the House side and then the Senate side. Sometimes we can do a meal before or a meal in between. But the Hill meetings are something that requires a significant amount of orchestration. On the industry side, there are often industry events. This particular week, there's the Aircraft Carrier Industrial Base Coalition, and also the Marine Machinery Association, MMA and ACIBC. A lot of the same attendees at both of those events. I don't attend the entire event for any sort of trade show. It's just not a good use of my time. I like to check in, see what the environment is, see what the mood is, and then refresh contacts, either with people I know, occasionally I meet new people. I'm not there trying to drum up business. I see a lot of people come to the trade show events or the trade advocacy events, and they're really just trying too hard to land business in the moment. That's not where you land business. That's been my experience anyway. This has been a highly productive week for me. We're near the end of March. The FY26 issues are pretty well teed up now in Congress, although we don't have a budget for FY26 and probably won't for several weeks. This is the way the process works. It builds on a house of cards. We just got a FY25 CR through. A lot of people haven't read it. I talk to people, I ask them what they think about it, and they really don't know the words. They know the headlines, but there are some specific details in the FY25 CR that are significantly different than a traditional CR. In this case, the executive branch and DOD in particular have been given significant flexibilities to develop a spend plan that closely matches the marks that were made by Congress to the FY25 proposed budget. It doesn't usually go down that way, and so there is opportunity. I will say on a separate note, with all of the transitional activities of the new administration, and by that DOGE and efforts to justify your work and what you've done in the prior week, the federal workforce is quite confused right now and a little bit frustrated. I don't mean to speak with such a broad universal brush, but I see it everywhere. I have people reaching out to me asking what they should do. Is this the time to make a career change? What options are in front of them? It's a very disruptive time. And so I see with the people that I interact with in the executive branch that there's a bit of a paralysis setting in. And that's probably the worst outcome that we could have, in that as we're trying to get more efficient and lean things out, we may be actually making slower decisions and worse decisions. I hope that's not the case, but that's what I see. So I'm just doing a quick recap here. 4 days in DC, multiple clients. I've been on the Hill. I've been with industry associations, communicating with people in the Pentagon, communicating with people in industry and on Capitol Hill. Remember the 3 rings of the circus of federal sales: industry, agency, and Congress. I touch them all almost every time I come to DC. You should be too.